The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has targeted espionage headquarters and terrorist gatherings in both Syria and Iraqi Kurdistan. Let's look at the incident and also the reasons why the IRGC decided to conduct these strikes at this time and what the motives were. So, in Syria, as you can see in this picture, the Islamic Revolution Guard Corps targeted the headquarters of Daesh terrorist group in Idlib. As you can see, the rockets were launched from Khuzestan toward Idlib. This is a region located in the northwest of Syria. This is only one of the areas they are in. These are the missiles that you see coming from Iran. 4 ballistic missiles were used to target them in Idlib. There are many terrorists in this region, however, who are being funded and supported by the US in particular. The Daesh group that was targeted in this case was Daesh Khorasan terrorist group, who are foreign-backed, and they are linked to the US and Israel. Both are responsible for their training in this region to conduct terrorist activities. Aside from the 4 missiles that were fired, there were an additional 9 that hit Daesh terrorists in other parts of Syria. This points the range and accuracy of these missiles, the ability to travel the distance of over 1,200 kilometers. This distance is very significant when it comes to the reach not just for Syria, but other targets in the region by the IRGC. The implications for Israel, for example, are not good, since the Israeli regime decides on any maneuvers on Iran, it will face a barrage of these missiles that you just saw. This also goes for other enemies of Iran who have a presence. The IRGC also conducted a missile strike in Erbil in the Iraqi Kurdistan region. These missiles were launched from Iran in phases. First, 4 were fired from Kermanshah, then there were 7 strikes conducted from Azerbaijan, the target and espionage center of the Israeli regime's spy agency, Mossad. The type of missiles that were used, well, it was a combination which included a variety, but the prominent one used is this one. It's called Khaybar Shekan. It has a range of over 1,400 kilometers. It weighs around 4,500 kilograms, and in terms of its firepower, 500 kilograms of explosives, and here is a picture of it, as you can see. Summing up the number of strikes from Iran, 4 missiles reached Idlib province in Syria, 9 hit other parts of Syria for a total of 13. Then 11 to have struck Erbil, totaling 24 missiles. These missiles were fired from 3 different locations from Iran. Now, to the reasons behind the IRGC strikes, the Daesh terrorist group in Syria was targeted since they had claimed responsibility for 2 explosions that killed nearly 100 in Kerman. There was a terrorist attack also by Jaish al-Ad terrorist group in the southeastern Iranian city of Ras, killing 11 police officers. Moving to the espionage building that was hit, when it comes to why the Mossad Center was targeted in Erbil, there were many reasons, but the most important ones are to develop espionage operations and to plan acts of terrorism across the region, to the focus being Iran. This facility provided extensive training for terrorists who received Mossad training and executed their malign activities in Iran. It is believed Iran's late nuclear scientist Mohsen Fakhrizadeh was assassinated by these terrorists who were trained here. So it shows that Israel was busy acting against Iran's interest, using Iraq's Erbil region to carry out these terrorist activities. Of note is also what Israel did in 2022. The riots were supported and executed in part by Mossad inside of Iran. The IRGC conducted a missile attack in the same region and targeted Mossad spy headquarters. Several Mossad officers were killed and wounded. And finally, the IRGC retaliation was also for recent assassinations of the resistance front's commanders, especially those of the IRGC, by Israel in Syria. The IRGC vowed to get revenge for the assassination of senior Islamic Revolutionary Guards commander Sayyid Razi Mousavi, who was assassinated in Syria recently by the Israeli regime.